Eye tracking is the process of measuring a subject's gaze or the movement of a subject's eyes. Eye tracking as a method of research has been around since the 1800s, although back then it was done through direct observation. The early 1900s saw the introduction of eye tracking technologies, starting with lenses placed over the eyes, and as the decades went on, progressing towards non-intrusive eye trackers using beams of light that were reflected on the eye and then recorded on film. Although head-mounted eye trackers are still around, and the technology has progressed significantly since then. Eye movements are divided into fixations and saccades, basically where the eye rests and where it moves. Although fixations can include microsaccades, it's hard for eyes to stay still. This information is recorded and used to study where the eye goes, what path it follows, what it ignores, and what it fixates on the longest when looking at a scene or an image. This data is typically displayed as points and lines representing fixations and saccades respectively, bigger points for longer fixations. They can also be displayed as heat maps when analyzing the results from groups, redder areas for longer and more consistent fixations between participants. Who would need to know information like this? Well, knowing what draws the attention of users and how their eyes explore an image has numerous applications, particularly in usability. Researchers involved in psychology, human-computer interaction, computer usability, marketing, vehicle simulations, sports just lots of stuff. One example of eye tracking's use in research is a 2014 study done by Cummins, Gong, and Kim, where they used eye tracking to study how sports viewers attended to information graphics shown in sports telecasts. They found that while all users attended to the graphics, sports enthusiasts processed these more intently, according to their longer gaze duration. Another study, done by Michael Bode in 2012, used eye tracking technology to compare attention towards brand logos in sports TV broadcasts and sports video games, and found that recalling brand logos was easier in sports video games than in TV broadcasts, since, on average, fewer glances were needed in one recall. Now, eye tracking sounds pretty exciting, but it's hardly the end-all be-all of user and usability research. It has its limitations. One example, there may be little correlation between what attracts the eye and what the subject retains. An ad on a web page might be eye-catching, but could you tell me about it 5 minutes later? Additionally, attention does not necessarily correspond with understanding. Lastly, eye tracking does not communicate meaning. It shows where the users are looking, but unless researchers are using additional methods of interpreting data, they can only guess as to the meaning of those fixations. I suppose then the question is, what other research methods could fare well with eye tracking?